Hey up, everybody, hello. Right, quick review, quick chat. I'm a bit of a fan of the Quadlock stuff. I've got it in my car, on my desk, on my mountain bike. I've had it on the motorbike, got it all over the place. Even my wife's got it in her car. And good range of stuff. I don't really understand why anybody uses anything else generally. And you'll see it on the Facebooks and on the interwebs. There's adverts for everything in relation to the latest, best phone holder for this, for that, whatever. And I've been through them all. I've wasted a small fortune on this sort of stuff, including wasting my money on this, which is the USB charger. I bought it not that long ago and wrongly thinking it was the wireless charger or a wireless charger, when in fact Quadlock hadn't even made a wireless charger. How that works is with a USB, and it works similarly, but you've still got to plug it in, so it's not wireless. It's just a USB port that holds anything that's quad-locked up, like your iPhone case or whatever your smartphone case is. So that I'm probably going to sell or keep. I don't know, it'll come in handy. Anyway, what happened is eventually they did indeed, Quadlock, come up with this. I put my head down there, there you go. You can see it, the wireless charger. Now, and what I'm going to do is show you a few things about it. So here we go. So if we read the box, it's the motorcycle wireless charging head. Don't give a lot away until you actually get the thing, but basically fast charging up to 10 watts. Water and dust resistant to IP66, whatever that is, basically water and dust resistant. Easy install, yes, I would agree. I'm just going to show a couple of things that I've come up with though. I've got the seat loose here. This is on the Triumph Sprint. So what I'll do is just take this seat off. Obviously the shenanigans here. I'm just going to show you the these things. Now these obviously connect positive and negative on your battery, and then connect to a quite substantial on the new one. It's like a square block connector, and a little bit more substantial than the one that came with the original one that I just showed you. Now, one thing I would think they could do with doing, depending on, in my situation, fit into a Triumph Sprint, that, for me, needed to be longer. It was a struggle getting it through here, having connected to underneath the tank. I couldn't find room for that square block connector underneath the seat. So, personally, I think if that had been an inch, inch and a half longer by Quadlock, that would have made the fitting a lot easier. I spent some time behind the tank, under the fairings, etc. Every bike will be different, making sure I did a nice neat job of routing the wire, basically. I've gone down the right hand side of the bike, under the tank, so across and up here, and then down through below the frame, between the fork stanchions and the steering head, up, and as you can see, I've now got the mount there. You can see it's blue, it's powered up. You get just behind it, I'll show you, just there is this push-in. That'll be USB 3 or USB-C, I think it is. That gives you the power. That's still apparently, see how it's flashing there as I pushed it in. That should go blue, which it has done. Now, what surprised me was the size of this thing. It's spring-loaded for your phone. You just push it on and turn it, and I'll show you that in a second. This can be mounted at 45 degrees to that, depending on which way around you want your phone. I'll show you in a second, but basically your phone, if it's fitted vertically as opposed to horizontally, you would want that at 45 degrees, otherwise you'd be a struggle getting to these to push it away. It's easier if you're top and bottom in your flange, these wings here, if your phone is mounted on landscape as opposed to portrait, should I say. But basically that's how it fits, and it's spring loaded, goes together nicely. Bolts Loctite straight in. Now for the Triumph Sprint owners, I was lucky in this situation. I've got this little bar across which came with a tom-tom. This thing here, it came with a tom-tom fitment when I got the bike, and that was ideal for me to mount on this particular bike. Not all Triumph Sprints have these mounts, but that comes from a tom-tom mount, and it was left on the bike when I bought it. So what I've done, I've adapted the bar across and fitted, if I show you here, going around, you can see it now, if I get the angle right. I fitted the mirror mounting, Quadlock mirror mount to it there, and that therefore is now a solid piece of kit as far as I'm concerned, and that's brilliant. You get a good look at how that works, and I'll show you now how the phone mounts. Now, I use the iPhone XR. I have a Quadlock XR iPhone case. I've taken it out because I'm recording this video on the phone, but to fit your phone, you basically just go in at, what would that be, 45 degrees and flick, turn. Now, as I mentioned earlier, that makes it quite hard to get the thing to release because you can't see the flanges because you're hidden behind. So in that instance, if you want to go landscape, you would line up that and turn it that way, and that is solid as. And of course now I can see these flanges a little bit easier for releasing it, and that's how I use it on the occasion that I've got my phone on display. It's quite handy for the odd occasion when I'll use it for my maps, or even just a digital speedo, which gives me a bit more accuracy if I need it. And that's your iPhone case. And obviously Quadlock do cases for everything pretty much on smartphones, so have a look at their website. And that's the motorcycle wireless charging head, and of course that immediately starts charging your phone as soon as you fit it, and that's it, done. Quite cool. Now, in conclusion, do I think it's worth the money? Well, if you've got the money, yeah, why not? It's $140 odd in Australia. It's quite expensive, but I like my gadgets. It's a decent sort of thing, and very, very convenient. I think, yeah, it's not cheap, but it's a good product, and I'm believing you pay for what you get. There's a little bit of talk about issues with how the iPhones are coping with the vibration on the front end of motorcycles, and some people are suffering with damaged cameras, or how the cameras in their iPhones are coping with the vibration. And it confuses me a little bit, because what's happening is people are having a go at Quadlock about it as if to say it should have better damping in a product that's probably $100 worth-ish, and they're blaming the Quadlock as opposed to blaming what is in fact a fault with the iPhones that's worth thousands. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, why blame Quadlock for something that's for a product fault within an iPhone? I've had in the past a situation where my iPhone camera failed. It just was vibrating back and forth, and I couldn't record anything, or I couldn't watch video, and it was down to the lens failing in the camera, and it might have been down to vibration. Now, that, as I said, that's a problem with iPhone and not with Quadlock. I've not had the issue having carried and mounted my phone, this particular phone that I'm recording on my motorbikes for 6-8 months, and this phone's coping well. So maybe the iPhones are a bit better, or some people have had a bad one, I don't know, but it's not a Quadlock problem, it's more a phone problem. Yeah, that's something worth considering. But if you're going to carry your smartphone or your iPhone on a Quadlock mount, and your iPhone gets faulty, don't blame Quadlock, blame Apple, and make sure you've got warranty on your iPhone, because it should be able to cope with being carried in or on a vehicle without any problem at all. So that's the only thing I want to really point out. Okay, I'm going to put my seat back on and crack on and get this uploaded. Hope you all have a good day, ride safe, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks guys, bye.